Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How nice it is to say welcome back because I've got one other video, so I'm allowed. This is another Sims 4 speed build. It is a 6x6 tiny home. It is for two Sims. It's got a double bed. It's not the cheapest though. It is around 26,000 simoleons, I think. So probably not the best starter home, but perfect for like a young couple with no kids who are maybe moving up from their first house and still is a little bit tight on money or something like that. That's my logic anyway. It is base game. There's no other pack contents in it, so if you want to download it from the Sims 4 gallery, the link is down below. You can find that in the description. Moving on to the interior now. I'm kind of going for a modern, like monochrome look, lots of black and white. I do pick a few colours, like focal colours. I think I go with pink in the bathroom and blue in the bedroom, for example, but mostly everything is sort of black and white. I've cut out a lot of trying to figure out the bathroom layout because I don't know why it took so long. I'm thinking it was probably the windows. You can see where I'm changing them now. The floor to ceiling looked really good, but you could see straight through and you could see like the backs of the counters and the back of the oven and the shower. So I just changed those, and I wanted like a different, I just wasn't feeling the all white in the kitchen, I think, so I changed them to black. Those blinds, I realised while watching this video, you can see where I've obviously overlapped them because they didn't fit properly, and at certain angles they just look terrible. So you only look at them at certain angles and it'll be fine. Now I'm in the bedroom and you can see there, I think I picked that blue blind and then I was like, yeah, we'll go with blue. I'm changing the floor plan because I just couldn't make it work otherwise, because the Sims needed to get around to both sides of the bed. So therefore I am having to reshuffle everything else pretty much at the front of the house. And yeah, the kitchen it started out a really nice size and it's gotten smaller and smaller, but it's still everything you need. I'm trying to figure out seating now, and I wanted to do a little play test there because I was curious if the Sim would be able to get in through the door and sit down, because the seats are in front of the door there, but it was fine. It's a double door, I guess that's why. But then because of the layout, I do change that to a smaller table and chairs, and I think now, yeah, that is the final shape of the bedroom. That's pretty much as small as it can be. So now I am just doing some more reshuffling, trying to make it all fit together. I do go for like a half wall in the end, I think. I guess I'm thinking that maybe this is how it's gonna go. Now moving on to just adding the flooring and the wallpaper. Again, like I said, it's quite simple. Oh, there we go, some odd choices of wallpaper for simple, but yeah, I'm doing a little bit of clutter on the bedside tables. They're not exactly the same, but they're quite similar. Different coloured books, and I really wanted a rug, but the bed is quite big and the room's quite small, so I guess it wasn't really working. And although it's a really small build, I did go for the dark flooring, which usually is not a good idea in small houses, but I think it kind of worked, so we go with that in the bedroom. Now I'm just adding some clutter to, I guess, liven up the kitchen. Well, the clutter doesn't liven up the kitchen, but it makes it a little bit less plain. Just trying to move objects to make it fit right, but I think that does all change in the end. I'm not sure, I can't really remember now, but now I think in a minute I playtest the Sim to see if they can sleep on both sides of the bed, and that is where I figure out that they do not sit on the bed and watch TV. I thought from The Sims 3 that they could like sit up against the headboard and they'd be able to watch the TV if it was at the bottom of the bed, but it did not work like that. So then I had to come up with another option, and I moved the TV into the living room. So this painting I picked for the bedroom I really liked, and I was really happy with how it fit the colour scheme, and then only afterwards did I realise it was actually dying out, so then I had to switch it. So it's in this speed build, but you'll see in the screenshots that I did change it, and I really like those flowers and how they went together, but I did have to change it in the end, unfortunately, because it is all a base game. So yeah, this is where I am just adding a little bit of decoration to the living room, and I put a lot of clutter on these shelves just because there's not a lot of floor space in the living room, so I'm just trying to make it look a little bit more interesting on the walls. So then I also add the TV, I think, to that wall eventually. So yeah, I'm playtesting now and change the TV location, and then because of that everything else gets reshuffled as well. So yeah, this I think is pretty much the interior now. I don't really do a lot else. I changed the door smaller because of having to move the sofa, and just put a couple of flower boxes in above it because they look cute. I think this is pretty much the placement of the interior. Oh, actually no, I just remembered that everything has to move around because I'm trying to figure out where the table and chairs are going to go. So yeah, I move the fridge, and I think I have the corner cabinet, and then I have the other cabinet for cutting, yeah. And then I've got the table and chairs sort of in the kitchen. I'm just moving the clutter again. So now that I am getting the corner arrangement right and I've added in the bin, I do get the sim, I think, to playtest again, just to check that the bin can be used and you can sit at the chair and you can still get in the fridge and stuff like that. I am adding in a few little more decorative items, kind of like what you would have next to your front door, but there's not a space, so I've put it next to the fridge. And yeah, just finishing off with some more blinds that I should have done when I did the other blinds, but never mind. Yeah, so like I said, I didn't put a wardrobe in here, but I've got a few little clothing items there. And oh yeah, so the sim couldn't get round the bed, and then I moved it the tiniest bit and it was fine. So that is a good reason to playtest. Now I am actually I don't think I'm changing the bathroom. I'm just kind of figuring out what colour I want to do, and I do choose a pink. Just like a final playtest happening now, and then it is on to the front of the house. So the lot is quite small. It's a 15 by 20, I think, and I think that is what my first speed build was as well. I think I rotated the house then. I'm just adding in a few trees, just so that it doesn't look bare, because the house is obviously quite small. It's 6 by 6, and putting in a stone path, and then I add a bench to the front just because I wanted it to look a little bit more interesting. So I've got a few shrubs under the tree there, and just adding in a little bit of colour with the different flowers. And then I think I add lights to the outside as well, but there's not a lot going on. There's no back garden, but I guess you don't really need that for just like a young couple. That's more like useful for if you've got a bigger family or if you've got pets or something like that. And yeah, that is pretty much the end of the video now. If you did enjoy it, please hit the like button down below, and do consider subscribing if you want to see more builds in the future. And I will see you next time. Enjoy the rest of the video. Bye.